relax. It's just a chicken bone. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's just a chicken bone.
I don't know. Really? Just a chicken bone, I guess?
Or is it?
Or can it be?
Can you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can it be?
Maybe. Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, hello.
Welcome.
And welcome back to... Dude, what number are we up to now?
We are up to number 29 of Nerds of the
Decade. Yes.
Jeez, 29 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
Yes, that's a lot of chicken bones.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. Is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Can you? Can you eat that much chicken?
I don't know. Hey, well, dude, do you like chicken?
You know I do, Dante.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I love chicken. Every time someone puts a chicken bone in front of me, I'm like this. I'm like, dude, first, I'm like, okay, now it's really time for some... Between me and the chicken, and then secondly, I'm like, finish him. Because I'm going to eat the chicken bone.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Well, actually, speaking of which, we got a whole documentary of you eating chicken.
Yes, if you guys don't know,
yeah.
Go check out the when we first started, Dante we were filming and we were talking about updates, and he did a whole documentary on me eating chicken.
Exactly.
I believe it's on Instagram, isn't it, Dante?
Actually, it's on our page.
Yeah, it's also on our YouTube page. Yes, so you guys can check it out right here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway,
check that out. So let's introduce ourselves.
Yes, if you guys don't know who we are, which you should, and no, I'm not a chicken bone.
No, even though he eats them, but no, he's not a chicken bone.
Yeah, I do eat chicken.
Guys, ladies, gentlemen of the jury.
I got a haircut, first of all.
Yes, he has a beautiful haircut. He looks cute. If you look to...
Yeah, I would say this, dude. I would say... Oh,
you think you're big?
And the ladies would agree.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that is Mr. Junior Hef, or also Mr. Laughs a Lot.
Yep, that's me.
So, yep, that's
me, all right.
Yep, him in the flesh.
Yeah. Yep.
And, of course, you guys should know me by now.
Yeah, Mr.
Extra thick.
And Dante Lewis. Well, if you his normal name, yeah.
Right.
You guys can call me Junior Half, but Aaron or A Goldman is fine. But yes, this over here is Mr. Extra Thick.
Extra thick.
Of course, yes. I am Mr. Extra Thick and all that stuff. All right, so anyway. Guys, for this one,
but okay. So just to be clear, right?
Yeah.
He's not okay. The extra thick thing is a joke, right? And yeah, Dante, you are. How do you describe yourself? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's Dante's a good person. So
yes.
Don't get the wrong idea. We always joke around like that.
Right.
Anyway, so dude, let everyone know what we're doing today.
All right. So for this one, we're going to try a little character analysis that I would like to call 1-to-1.
Give me your analysis.
Exactly.
I will eat it. What's the thing that Majin Buu says? He's just like attack you. He's like, no, I'm going to eat you. Exactly.
But yeah, this is actually a little character analysis that you can actually find on our blog.
Just don't eat it.
Exactly.
It might give you indigestion.
Don't eat the merchandise.
It's like, please, no swallowing on our website. Thank you very much.
That's going to go a whole different route, the way that you just said.
Yes, you're right. It would be. Ladies.
Hey, ladies, he's available, just so you know.
Anyway.
Okay, all right. You're going to get us kicked off.
Yeah, dude, I can see the thing now. Demonetized. And the people on YouTube will be like... Right, dude?
Like, oh, somebody call the FBI.
And the FBI are going to be like... Finish him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. All right, so yeah, we're going to try this little thing out. This little 1-to-1 that I did is actually on a character from an underrated show... Chivalry of a Failed Knight.
You guys may know it. Yeah, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Really good series, actually.
Yeah.
Really underrated anime, actually. Right, dude?
Yeah, the majority of the fan base will agree.
It needs a second season. So if you guys...
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys really want this show to get a second season, make some noise about this one. Because if the fan base gets really noisy and makes a lot of noise about it and starts talking about it, and people start buying it, and sales go up and it does well... The
it'll get a
creators
second season.
might actually do a second season to it, and it really badly needs another season. So
it does actually. So yeah, the character that we're going to be touching up on is Stella Vermillion.
Yes, one of the main
female MCs. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And that's something that we're also going to talk about.
Yeah, that could lead into another topic actually. So yep, stay tuned. That could get pretty spicy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah,
that could lead into a hot take, as Linus would
probably
say.
could. So yep, we're going to read a little of what I wrote. Honestly, this series doesn't get talked about enough. When it comes to sword-wielding anime maidens, many of them have the personality as sharp as their blade.
As sharp as attack.
And other times, there are sundres or yandres with weapons.
Oh,
I'm looking at you, Future Diary.
Oh, God. Yeah. Just on a side note, hey, Death Battle, write this down because it might make a really good episode. Sundre versus Sundre.
That's going to be interesting.
Round 1, fight.
Yeah. Stella may seem like a high and mighty type upon first glance, but in reality, she's actually quite the skilled swordswoman. So, guys, in case you guys don't know what this show is, Chivalry of a Failed Knight is a 12-episode series about the main male MC known as Iki Kurogane as he attends a school for students with extraordinary skills known as blazers.
Ooh.
Basically, he and the other...
And no, we're not talking about dresses like blazer. Not that kind of blazer.
Well, not dresses, but more... you know, like those leather things that your grandparents would wear?
We're not talking about jackets. We're not talking about jackets or strap-ons, okay?
Exactly.
So get your mind out of the gutter.
Exactly. We're talking about blazers as in... Not blazers as in pants or whatever you guys are thinking.
Or underwear. Oh!
See, now you're going to get us demonetized again. Oh,
leather underwear.
Demonetized.
Leather underwear. Yeah, leather underwear would be very uncomfortable and very itchy.
Yeah, they would.
Very itchy.
Yeah. Leather chainmail, yeah.
They're just undergarments. Get over yourself.
Exactly. All right, so basically, he and the other students are either modern-day knights, samurai, archers, or spellcasters, and participate in a tournament to select the top-tier fighters to be in the
spellcasters. You're back. Hocus pocus.
Yeah, those guys.
Not that kind of spellcaster, anyway.
Right. So they would basically be participating in the 7-Star Sword Art Festival. Not that sword art. That's
sword art.
Different.
That's a different anime. Wrong anime.
Exactly. On paper, it seems like just another generic anime school life / action fantasy drama, but the reason this title hits different is because of the character development of the two main characters, Iki and Stella. There's so much more to Iki, but we'll talk about him in a little bit.
Yeah, there is a lot more to it. And even to Stella, there's a lot more to her.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way she starts out is not how she actually is later on in the show. Same thing with Iki. Like, he may start out as being called the worst one, but he's actually the best one.
Exactly.
It's like Hestia. Hestia Bestia?
Yeah. And Hestia still is the Bestia.
She is also the Zestia, if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly. Don't worry, we'll get to your goddess in the next one.
Do you like Zesty characters?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, we do. So let's dive into the origin story, part 1. Why should we care about Stella? So, alright, so basically, guys, she's an A-rank blazer and the second Imperial Princess.
You said blazer.
Blazer.
Here
we go again.
You made it sound like she's a dress, dude.
She's not a dress. It's just the name of what they're doing. But yeah, anyway. She's the second Imperial Princess to the Vermillion family. Now, how did she get this strong and skilled? Well, that answer to that is, well, she was born with it.
Skills.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh, gosh. Maybe it's really, dude, you went there, huh?
Well, it kind of set myself up for that one, so.
You're going next year we're doing that hair flip with the
Exactly. But,
wow.
I know,
as they do the anime commercials.
Yeah. So,
that's what Trash Podcast does.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
It just literally comes up.
Yeah.
So she was literally born as a prodigy, having 30 times the base level of magic most blazers have, which means that during her childhood, she had to work extra hard to even master any type of control over her abilities.
Master. Not that kind of master.
Master.
Yeah.
Either
Obey me, master.
Do as I command.
Megatron, do as I command.
I want you to go over there and
Finish him.
for me. Exactly.
It's like, chow time, sweetie.
That too.
When you finish him,
Jeez Louise.
he's like, I want you to go over there and turn him into a piece of candy.
That would be Boo. That would be
Yeah,
Majin
it's
Buu.
terrible.
So being the exactly. So being the second princess of the Vermillion Kingdom and the daughter of Cyrus and Ostia Vermillion, Stella's pretty much living the dream.
Hey,
However,
dude.
yeah.
Hopefully she's not.
Extra thick.
She is in certain areas.
Yeah, maybe in the top area.
Oh no, in the top and the bottom area too. Because I mean, dude, we'll get to that episode later. So, however, after mastering her ability, she left her country and made her way to Japan because she didn't want to be labeled as a genius by the people around her. Sure.
Genius. Good news, everyone. I'm a
Shiny.
genius. Not. I'm not a
Right.
genius.
I don't know. Maybe you might be a genius.
Or am I?
I don't know.
So-
Are you?
Are you?
Yeah. So.
Are we?
All right, so Stella may have been born as a prodigy and given the life of luxury, but it's quite humbling to know that she'll never really flaunt it nor boast about it because she generally doesn't want to be labeled, and many of us know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Except when it comes to you, though.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, dude, you're labeled it. Well,
I'm labeled. The only thing I'm labeled as is this. Dante. I'm labeled as.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
yes, of course, you'll be labeled as adorable, regardless of where we go, conventions or not.
And you are usually labeled as
Sometimes
because you're funny.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm that way. So yeah, that's basically just the origin story. Now it's time to get to the skills and personality.
Ooh,
Skills and
personality.
personality test.
What skills do you have?
Do you have the skills?
Or do you? Or can you?
That's funny. So yeah, Stella has a feisty and hot-blooded personality, and that is the case with many
Spicy.
red-headed anime girls, as you have seen.
Yeah. It's good but bad. Well, bad, but it's bad and not good in some cases.
And it also depends on. Well, it also depends on the story of where that girl is. Is she a hero or a villain? So.
I mean, now, okay, here's a lesson for some of our audience, right? If you're picking a best girl, or if you're going to pick a best girl and you're going to actually, like, have her as a waifu, don't pick someone with a hot-blooded attitude, because most likely it's going to end tragically.
Well,
For both of you, usually.
I could,
So, yeah.
but I guess some people...
like now, if you're like Bruce Lee and you got every superpower in the universe, and like you can put her in her place, okay, I can see you picking a hot-blooded character. But
Right.
unless you got like superpowers, or just like you are really good with bitches, then yeah, maybe. Otherwise, don't pick that character.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is actually seen in the first episode of the series when Iki walks in on her changing, not even realizing that he was her roommate. Though she had a temper in the beginning, Stella later admits her mistakes and even starts becoming much friendlier around others and wants to be the one to make Iki happy.
Oh, it's a
Get over here.
And make Iki happy.
yeah.
She loves being called a prodigy, stating that everything was given to her and never had to work hard for anything, and wants to prove that there's more to her than meets the eye. And the sword.
Dude, does that sound like a?
Yeah, it kind of does. And because of her sheltered life, she never got to experience what a man's body looks like.
Oh boy.
Which explains that she also has a bit of a perverted side when it comes to Iki.
Oh boy.
Not that we're judging.
Hey, dude, sounds like someone is. So it's just like, okay, so I hate to make this reference, but
Change the super freak!
I thought you were going to do the Brick House thing. I was going to do the Rick and Morty thing, where it's just like, eek, Barbara Durkle.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get laid in college. But you did the
I know,
other
it just,
thing.
it just sporadically came out.
Yo, we need to add that eek, Barbara Durkle.
That's
Somebody's going to get laid in college for a sound effect. It'd be funny.
I know, right?
Anyway.
So basically her relationship with Iki was a bit platonic at best in the beginning, but eventually they became girlfriend and boyfriend. I'm not going to spoil too much because there's more going into the relationship than what I've told you so far.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Exactly.
Someone sitting in a tree. It's terrible.
So, now it's time to get into her move set. It's
gosh.
time to power up and show you what she can do.
Dude, you're a little bit too into that.
Into
Yeah, you're a little bit too into that move set. Which kind of move set are you talking about? I hope you're not talking
Don't
about
worry,
moving into bed.
it's not exactly the moveset that you're thinking about. Because I know exactly what you're going
When
for.
you said move set, I thought you were gonna be like, if I said to you, "Are you into the move set?" You'd be like,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, apparently. Don't worry, it's not exactly dirty as you think it is.
It just sounded that way.
So, in terms of her skills, Stella is a freaking powerhouse when it comes to her moves, as she has an immense amount of durability and strength due to her magical powers being 30 times that of a normal blazer.
Finish him.
Yeah. So, in this series and in their world, her base level of magic is on the same caliber as Kaioken 30 Son Goku.
Wow.
In their world.
30 times 30. What is it? It's
DBZ, she would get wasted. I'm sorry.
What is it? It's what is it? It's Kaioken times 2 or no times 5, right?
Well, yeah. Goku does. Yeah, it was times 2 first. Then was times 3. Then it was times 4.
Oh, 4, and then time 10.
Then it was
5.
times 10 at one point.
Times 10, yeah.
And then he went up to 20.
Yeah.
I think he tried to go up to 30.
No, it was 20 was the highest. Because
Right,
after that, you'd have terrible
Yeah, you would.
effects, and you'd probably die. So
You probably
it's
would.
only 20. You can go up to times 20.
He could probably do 30 now, but back then, no.
Nah, you still couldn't do 30 because it puts too much strain on the body.
Yeesh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the 8 inner gates in Naruto. You open all 8
that's
inner
right.
gates and you die.
I know. I kind of bit off a little more than I could chew on this one, but
Yeah.
on
Anyway,
the whole 30 thing.
that is, but yeah, you're right. She wouldn't stand a chance in Dragon Ball universe.
she
Yeah.
wouldn't. No, she wouldn't. So she's a master swordswoman and has the Imperial sword style as her main method of offense and defense. Her device or sword is called Levantine and is used as her main weapon in battle.
Hey, dude,
yeah.
can you imagine this? Right? Can you imagine they just spin off with the okay? So you would put Sasuke and you would put Sasuke and have him go up against Stella, right? And dude, can you imagine Sasuke doing the fire style, fireball jutsu, and Stella just blocking it with a sword? It's like, Tiger, fire style, fireball jutsu, and then she's like, shoot, nope, not today.
You probably have to worry about
That would be
Suske's
funny.
Susanoo.
Yeah, and the shotting gun.
Yeah.
As well as
And the rainy gun, because
yeah,
he has both now. So
Mangekyo
current
Sharingan.
Sasuke, no, he would still win that one.
Probably.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe.
So she has the noble art known as Dragon Breath.
Or can she? Ew.
Jeez. And it covers her in a flame barrier to protect her from projectiles and incoming attacks, as seen in the 3rd episode of the series.
Ooh.
Her other technique, Dragon Fang, allows her to strike her opponents from long range with a flame-like serpent. Many of her attacks are flame-based and resemble the flames of a dragon, so it's no surprise that she has a fiery personality to match her fiery skills.
Hot-blooded, huh?
And if you read the manga, she actually has a lot more moves than that. So,
Yep.
yeah, in the manga she has a lot more moves. So, it's time for the overall analysis. The overall. Not overalls, but overall analysis.
Overall. So, yeah, are we getting
Because you mentioned
into
underwear
the,
and...
yeah, are we really getting into the PJs of this story?
Well,
The
more like the
PJs.
overalls. The overalls.
Yeah.
All right, so basically the overall analysis...
So
Yeah.
So before we get into the overalls, Dante, so let me ask you something, dude. Whoops. Let me ask you something, Dante.
Yeah.
No, you let me ask you something.
What?
Was this whole thing, Dante? This whole write up
All too easy.
for you?
I'm going to say yes in
Okay.
certain aspects. It was.
But usually this kind of stuff's hard, dude, because there's a lot of research.
Yeah, there is.
So, anyway, continue
Oh,
with
yeah,
the overalls, with the
Yes,
undergarments.
overalls and undergarments analysis. Let's go
Yeah.
with that. So, Stella's an individual who, despite coming from a noble family, doesn't believe anyone should be treated differently or ostracized because they don't have family wealth.
True. Sorry, I had to get a crazy laugh in there.
Get it out now while you still can. So she herself doesn't like the ideal of being called a prodigy or a genius because she was naturally strong. Instead, she saw who Iki was during his battles. She knows what it's like to strive for a goal and to work hard at something, which is why she hates that people treat Iki like he's worthless, like he's nothing compared to her. There's more to Stella than just beauty and looks, as she's one of the most humbling heroine characters in anime. Humbling. Though she wasn't too fond of Iki when she first met him, she saw a little bit of herself inside him.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I can remember that first scene, right? It's just like, everyone's probably thinking,
Oh, you think you're big?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Yeah. While he didn't have the same level of magical prowess that she did, she saw the driving spirit deep within him.
Well, also the sword techniques, because he is a pretty badass swordsman in the show. He does stuff that most characters can't do. Even though he doesn't have magic, he can still do and cast and do other things that people can't do.
Right, definitely.
So, yeah. Also, the cool thing about Iki in the show is that he's kind of like Broly. He learns as he fights.
He's learning as he fights.
Which is kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, to her, Iki was more than just her boyfriend and eventually fiancé. He was a man who wasn't gifted at all and was cast aside by his own family.
Well, we don't know. We don't know quite whether he became her fiance. He was a boyfriend towards the end of the show, but they don't really go into specifics whether or not. That's why the show needs another series so we can find out. Dang it!
Now the fiance part is later on in the manga because.
Okay, you read ahead, huh, dude?
Yeah, I had to do some research because eventually. She does become Iki's fiance, but that's later on in the later chapters of the manga.
Yeah. Which
is never seen in the anime because it only had 12 episodes.
True, you could say that...
that's just precious.
Exactly, because it kind of is kind of precious depending on how you look at it. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah. Stella would definitely be the kind of person to stand up for the weak and fragile and has a hatred for cowardly acts of violence. As shown in the 3rd and 4th episode of the series.
Yep.
Now, Iki and Stella's dynamic is something rarely seen in anime and represents two sides of the same coin.
Ooh.
What it means to be gifted and deemed by others as a prodigy in a particular field.
Well, so the cool thing, though, is that this show, right, that the idea, right, is that it kind of shows you that, like, look, you don't have to be the best at something to succeed, right? You can still be good but without being the best. And also, you don't necessarily have to fit in, so that's the other thing too.
Yeah, that's why that's why the dynamic is a little different.
Yeah, it's really a good show.
Yeah, it is.
If I had to recommend something like other than Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, where it's overcoming the odds, this has a little bit of that in there. But there's also there's a kind of misfit story in here too.
You kind of get two sides.
There's a lot of multiple sides to this story that are really, honestly, pretty awesome. Don't you think, dude?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
What's your take, though, dude?
Like, this particular dynamic, it's something that's rarely seen. I mean, there's only been, I can literally count them off the palms of my fingers. Like, there's only been, like, a couple of anime that have done this.
Yeah.
But I think for Iki and Stella, in this sense, it definitely represents two sides of the same coin, what it means to be gifted on one part, while the other was shunned for not having any sort of talent or gift at all.
Yeah.
And some parents even raise their children the same way.
Yeah, which is, like, dude, I mean, if you think about it, it's tough, dude. Nobody should have to go through that.
No, not really.
So, you know.
But, yeah. Chivalry of a Failed Knight is a love story centered around Iki and Stella's challenges, relationship.
But it's not just a love story. It's also a kind of an action story well as that overcoming your odds kind of thing. There is a little bit of that in there. So it's a kind of a good I call it an all-arounder.
Right.
Because it does have a lot of all-around levels to it, and there are different points of the story that that's in some cases there's a lot of action, other times there's drama, sometimes there's a little bit of romance, so it's a good all-arounder.
It's a mixture of all of them. So yeah, I think of course the key part of the story does focus on both of their challenges, their relationship, and what they strive to accomplish, with also the action and drama mixed in too.
Mm-hmm.
Stella never really saw Iki as less than, and said she saw him as part of herself, that wants to prove that she's more than what others saw about her. And when it's all said and done, Stella and Ikki are kind of one and the same.
In a way, yes.
In a way.
Yeah, in a way, yes. And yes and no, because yes in some parts, but no, because they still are two very different people in the show. And then also they do have two very different, they don't always get along. So
of course their upbringing is polar opposite to one another.
Yeah.
They have a polar opposite upbringing.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of this show, Dante?
Other than the battles, I mean the battles are pretty cool. But I think with a show like this, I definitely do like the dynamic that's being seen.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, with romantic stories, they don't always have to be fluffy.
True. So see, that's one thing. And also, it doesn't always have to be about the freaking friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's that button, Dante? Push that friendship button, would you?
Oh, yeah. Why? Because...
Why?
Friendship.
Again?
Yeah.
Because it's annoying, that's why.
Exactly.
Anyway, no more friendship, okay? I'm tired of it.
Yeah, because
it's horrible. If you are an anime writer out there, please pick a different topic other than friendship, because it gets really, really annoying.
Oh, why? Because...
Friendship.
Again?
Yeah.
Because we said so. Right, Dante?
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't really have to worry too
In some cases, dude, I don't want friendship. I want a little bit more of this. I want a little bit more of... First, I want a little bit more of...
Finish him.
And second, I want a lot more of...
Well, dude, you can just watch Mortal Kombat and there's no friends in there.
Or you just watch Dragon Ball Z, but there's too much friendship in there, too.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's not the center of attention.
It's just like, dude, if I had to say something, I'd be like,
Get over here.
so I can start some...
Exactly. Oh, yeah. But yeah, dude, I was gonna ask you...
Yeah.
Did you have any final thoughts about the character analysis?
So,
or about Stella?
Actually, dude, dude, you did a really good job. I think you pretty much covered anything and everything. The only thing I would say is that the character, right? The character is not like your normal hot-blooded female characters like in most anime, because she does actually understand the main character, whereas like a lot of shows, like so Naruto is guilty of this one, right? A lot of shows, the hot-blooded or just that tsundere type character is just quick quick to act and not really to think or not to understand anyone. They just smack and beat the crap out of people without really thinking or without understanding the situation. They just kind of hit first, talk later, which is a bad way to go about anything, because then so for one, it's the character, both characters don't ever get along, and there's no real point where they understand each other. In this show, the way that they go about telling the character story works with them kind of getting along and they get to know each other better.
Right.
There's less of that, I'm just going to kick your ass because I don't like you, and more of, oh, okay, no, I kind of see where you're coming from. It's a more balanced story, and it's using that still the same that same tsundere type and that so hot-blooded type character.
It's a much more balanced dynamic.
Yeah, but it's not overkill, and it's also not it's not to the point that the characters can't get along, which is actually something I like about this show is that they actually use the personalities of the characters in a way where it works, and you're not sitting there pissed off when you watch the show because it's just the same stupid crud over and over again. Yeah, credit to the writer with this one. They really did a good job of fleshing out the characters and well-balanced stories. Definitely. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot of it where like you actually feel stuff watching this one. Like you actually feel sad for Ikki towards the end, and you actually genuinely get into the story and want to know more. Some of the shows, dude, with tsundere characters, I dropped the show after like the first 3 episodes because either the characters are just terrible and like I don't like them or I can't get into them, or it's just like it's nonsense and I'm like, no, I can't get into this.
You just can't fathom it.
Yeah, you can't fathom it, or you just can't watch it. And that's my opinion. Not everybody's like that. Some people can sit there and watch through pretty much anything, whether it's good, bad, or whatever. But yeah, if you're someone who's picky about your anime, or you're someone who is looking for a certain
you want
show,
something different.
Yes, you need something different. This is a really good one, and this is a good one for really anybody. I'd recommend.
Right?
This
Yeah,
too.
I would too.
That's what I say. It needs another season. Make some noise, guys. We really need another season of this show.
Well, speaking of noise, guys, if you like what we do, hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes. Yeah, and make sure you follow us on all our social media. If you have not already, subscribe to us on YouTube, D&A Studios.
And you can also check out some of our subreddits.
Yeah, go check out our subreddit. Go check out our stuff on Instagram. There's a bunch of shorts and funny stuff on there. I just did a thing for Spider-Man for the it was what's the actor's name?
It was Green Goblin.
Yeah, Green Goblin.
William Dafoe.
Yeah, no, I can't think of the actor who does Spider-Man. I can't think of his name.
Oh yeah, is it Tobey Maguire?
Tony Maguire. I just did a thing with the Tony Maguire Spider-Man for a scene from Tony Maguire Spider-Man. I did a imitation of the Green Goblin. So yeah, go check that out on Instagram. It might be up on YouTube. We'll probably post it up there. So yeah. Anyway, with that, I have one last thing to say, and that's this. Dai Patosai!
You can also check that one out too.
Check that one out too. Anyway, guys, peace.
So yeah, hopefully guys, this is just a thing that we did. Hopefully you guys like it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we've also been entertained.
Hopefully we'll do more. So yeah.
Has been granted.
And like I said before, Dai Patosai!
Later, guys.
Peace.